The Z-Magickz is real. This is a extra DVD in the Matrix Experience 2-disc databank collection. Here's a picture of what you'd get at the store. Running code. On the side B of this disc, of disc 1, there's Return to the Source, the philosophy of the Matrix, and the hard problem, the science behind the quote-unquote fiction. Now I'm going to play a clip for you of a gentleman who's got the papers and all that, saying he knows what he talks about, talking about the 60 million polygons per second quantum refresh rate of reality. Here we go. So we'll give you a big thumbs up.
60 million polygons a second is reality. And your simulation systems get that good.
Quantum simulation.
And you say, well, I can see the pixels if I get way down, but humans don't go that far down. Graphics processors
We're not designed to.
have been increasing actually faster
Traditionally.
in the realism and number of polygons.
Magical everything.
So
The Z-Magickz is real.
Forward, even just a couple more years, graphical realism that's going to be possible on personal computers is really tremendous and much greater than what's out right now.
I needed to add a little bit here. You remember this, obviously. That's pretty common. But I want to touch base on what he said just after that. So
that means that if you project forward even just a couple more
we heard this, saw this.
Graphical realism that's going to be possible on personal computers is really tremendous and much
These next two gentlemen here.
What's out right now.
The human mind is actually, as a propensity, a natural gift to move into other realities. When you're reading a book, a novel, when you're totally engrossed in the story, particularly one that's not visual, but you're
dwelling in multiple worlds.
Kind of a version of virtual reality. To move into other realities. When you're reading a book,
the wake state and the dream state combined. Welcome to the Z-Magickz.
A novel, when you're totally engrossed in the story, particularly one that's not visual, but you're imagining in your mind, you're creating kind of a version of virtual reality.
Typically, we think we are where we have control over our sensory systems. So, I can move my eyes around, and I think I am wherever that can be done. So telepresence, all the new technologies of
telepresence, parapresence, omnipresence.
A camera on top of a building, so that I can, as I move my head, that camera moves around, and I'll begin to feel as if I'm on top of the building, because
as you move your head, your eyes move around.
The motor control and sensory input coming from the world.
These gentlemen just hint at the fact that, we may be in a matrix of some sort. Well, we are. It's called, I call it the crystalline matrix, created by the quantum crystal computers, goddesses computers, or I call it the Z-Magickz, the ends of Zinn, the temples, which are crystals, Karnak, Great Pyramid, crystalline, the planets are crystalline, geometry's crystalline, form of mathematics. So, this is important and real stuff, and I'm not a scaremonger. That's not the purpose of this. It's to, let you all know that this is real stuff. This is the real deal, and you're capable of, doing what you're capable of doing. Obviously, limitation and everything still applies. That's why people aren't flying around like Neo, apparently, obviously. So, but the ability to think and put together pieces of a puzzle, that's what something we are capable of, and past, present, and future are all intertwined. So, something that happened in the past, relates to something that happens tomorrow. Something, 3 weeks from now happens and relates to, what's happening today. So that's kind of the idea, non-linear time, referring to sacred masculine, sacred feminine, different hemispheres of the brain, and Egyptian science, sacred cosmology, etc. I'm going to play a little bit more of this to make sure I got it all, and then I'm going to record, I got to switch the DVD to Return to the Source, the philosophy of the Matrix, and record just a small part here. Welcome.
Wherever you've got a closed loop, I think you've got an embodied present person.
The real problem to do it from within our nervous system.
Okay, this is just a little update video for the Magical Everything series. Show you, this is the disc 2, this one side too. We have Return to the Source and The Hard Problem, 2 documentaries on, philosophy, interviewing many philosophers, talking about the history of philosophy. And there's one part I want to play for you here among the whole thing, which is available on YouTube. Or like I said, you can go out and get the Ultimate Matrix collection and collect the whole set. So,
How would you know the difference between the dream and the real?
Now that's a little scary there, but the idea is that melatonin, the main active ingredient or chemical compound in meta M-E-T-A, like metaphysical melatonin, is dimethyltryptamine or DMT, which is related. Chemical cousins of that are serotonin and melatonin. Wake state serotonin, melatonin increases and you get sleepy and tired, and that's what falls asleep. So in the darkness, lights out, melatonin increases. Sunlight, serotonin. People, seasonal depression. Lack of sun and lack of serotonin leads to depression. So the idea is, and if you can see here, the sun's putting off ultraviolet light. I also have different colors: green, red, blue, like orange, yellow. The different spectrum of the sun to keep people healthy during seasonal winter when the sun's not. In different parts of the planet, of the world, of the universe, where the sun during different parts of the year is not as common. So I'm going to pause again and get to the part, and then we'll wrap this video up.
Philosophy always needs examples, it needs illustrations, and the more lively and juicy those illustrations are, the more effectively you can get points across.
Really try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
Oh, there's a spoon. Your brain makes it real. You are the spoon. Bend yourself.
Well, as depicted in the movie, I think leads one into this radical, revisionary metaphysics of how things could be. It's not just about making. What is this thing? Our subjective experience, the mind and the will. Why do we have it? How the mind relates to the body? Do we have this correlation? What's a law of nature?
Why something is right or something is wrong?
There's a radical incongruity and mystery, the sin of the mystery of what is.
What it means for God to be outside of time, what it means for God to be qualitatively other than anything we experience.
Our relationship between ourselves and our behavior and the way our environment shapes and influences us.
What can I know? What should I do? And what may I hope for, put differently, perhaps what is real?
I'd rather spend my time thinking about that, pointing up colored than quizzing and test you, which I don't understand anyway.
You know the question, just as I did.
What is the Matrix?
What is the Z-Magickz? It's reality.
The answer is up to you.
Philosophy can go deeply into ideas, but unless those ideas grab people at some level, then you're going to talk past them.
And then ask, what do you think, given this hypothetical? In fact, these are like really well worked out thought experiments.
So let's just say the basic notion of sin. I think, therefore I am. Think, therefore I am.
That is, I as a thinker am, as a race cognitans, a thinking thing.
Is basic.
Well, you have an overinflated conception of reality. Here's what reality is. Appearance is reality. To exist is to be perceived. So reality only exists in your subjective experience.
Perception is reality.
We think of ourselves as subjects over against objects. Subjects are these self-sufficient beings, and objects are these things that they dominate and control, and as the story goes, objectify. This idea of being a self-contained subject is a Descartes invention, and that name is a Descartes invention.
It's not the spoon like that.
It is yourself. Bend
So
yourself.
He invents modernity, and he invents, takes time.
Everything is information.
Data.
Ultimate level of reality.
Math.
That, I think, is the metaphysics which is suggested by the Matrix.
I
come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin.
We've had email.
Okay, back to the hard problem, the second documentary on this disc 1. And these are all, you know, scholars, philosophy, you know, professional. They got their piece of paper, you know, that says that they know what they're talking about or can think and talk about this stuff. This is just about to wrap this up. I want you to hear what he says here, and the next gentleman. Yep, here we go.
No amount of reasoning or observation could ever completely rule out a hypothesis that I'm in a matrix right now. I give it about at least a 20% chance that right now I'm in a matrix.
Welcome to the real world. Brought to you by Zinn, the core within the crystals.
20% chance that right now I'm in a matrix. We can make an artificial intelligence smarter than we are right now.
With actual intelligence. AI action.
We don't know how to hook it up.
It's got to be possible in principle. We may have the wrong theory today.
It's already
The
happening.
wrong theory tomorrow. But some way or other, what the brain is a great, big, massive computer.
Biological, organic, quantum, computer, reality processor. Z-Magickz is real.
How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste.
Your brain makes it real. Pain's real, correct?
Electrical signals interpreted
It hurts.
by your brain. So you might think this idea that we could be in a matrix
Stress.
right now is just interpreted by your brain.
That's
so
the purpose.
You might think this idea that we could be in a matrix right now is just, you know, it's a movie.
Just a movie.
Science fiction speculation.
Fiction, fake.
But no reason to believe it's real.
No.
Well, I don't know. Some people have suggested that maybe this is a hypothesis that we ought to take with some seriousness.
Or the Z-Magickz is real.
I mean, think about it for a second. Simulation technology, it's already pretty good. You know, they started off way back with SimCity, simulating a city, simulating people, maybe there's SimEarth out there somewhere too. Well, you can see how 100, 200 years time, we're going to have simulated universes running on every teenager's desktop computer.
You already have one in your head.
Each of these simulated universes is going to simulate particle by particle everything going on in the universe. People like you and me thinking with brains and so on. Then you start to think, okay, so if there are a billion simulated universes being run on computers, then there are going to be billions and billions of billions of simulated people in the world. Maybe just 4 or 5 billion unsimulated people in the world. I start saying, well, what are the odds that I'm one of the lucky ones?
Quantum emulation.
Thinking about the probabilities, I have to expect it's more likely that I'm one of the simulated people. I have to expect that right now I'm in a matrix, because there are billions of matrix worlds, just one real world.
One in every particle, one in every atom, one in every electron, neutron, proton, one in everybody's head. Parallel realities.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out. Come on!
As we try to build a mechanical intelligence, for me, I see it as an internal quest. It's really an effort to
Do your inner work.
understand ourselves. The human brain is the most elaborate object we know.
Creator of The Sims.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the brain?
Mechanical intelligence. For me, I see it as an internal quest. It's really an effort to understand ourselves. The human brain is the most elaborate object we know of in the universe. Internal quest. It's really an effort to understand ourselves. The human brain is the most elaborate object we
computer
know of in the universe.
that we know of in our universe, which exists in the multiverse, which exists in an omniverse, which exists in an allverse. So, and beyond. Love you guys.
You know, it's far more elaborate than any star or nebula or quasar in terms of its complexity.
That's the creator of Sims. This guy's pretty high-tech dude. He's got credentials. So, alright. Love you guys again.